Good evening, members of the Revenue Committee. For the record, my name is Tim, T-I-M, Royers, R-O-Y-E-R-S. I'm the incoming president of the Nebraska State Education Association, and I'm speaking on behalf of educators across the state in opposition to LB1. Several years ago, I was working with a struggling student in my AP World History class. She was putting in tons of time and effort, but despite that, her grade was getting worse, not better. And I sat down with her and had many lengthy conversations, about study habits, note-taking, all those things. And what I had to get this student to realize was the problem wasn't the effort, it was she was approaching learning the wrong way. She felt she was in a state of crisis, but the reality was that her grade was a crisis of her own making. She was panicking about grades, which led her to stay up all night and try and cram every detail, which of course she didn't retain. So then she'd not do well on the quiz and then panic some more and dig herself even deeper. And it was only after we worked before and after school to, redo how she approached note-taking, learning collaboratively, all of those things, did she start to improve. And she did improve, by the way. She finished with a great grade and she actually got college credit on the national exam. I think about that student a lot as a metaphor for where we are today. The governor claims we're facing extraordinary circumstances that merit a special session. If that's true, it's only true because of the behavior of the governor in this body. Our crisis isn't about property taxes. Our crisis is about poor policymaking. For example, the legislature passed 1107, but did so in such a way that a significant percentage of Nebraskans couldn't even access the property tax relief. Then the Education Future Fund was passed, purportedly to again address the same issue, but did so without fully grasping how that would interact with TIOSA. And just 1 year after passage, some districts across the state saw an immediate reversal and lost tens of millions of dollars in state funding, forcing them to once again turn to their levies. It should be noted that despite plentiful rhetoric about our schools this summer, there's actually not much in this bill that directly impacts the schools, and I think that's telling. I think it's telling that this plan would permit political subdivisions to get an expanded cap of 6% to deal with understaffed first responder departments, but you do not want to extend that same piece to educators, despite the fact that there are more than 1,200 vacant teaching positions reported across the state. It's also telling that the core components of the governor's plan that deal with schools are nowhere to be found in any of the introduced bills. But there are some very empty bills out there, Senator Cow's LB 37 and 38, Senator Merman's 42 and 43, that appear ripe to have critical components amended into them and brought to the floor. That AP World student years ago realized she could succeed if she took a step back and changed her approach. The legislature should do the same. Rather than doubling down on the ideas contained in LB 388, this body should pause and rethink why that failed on the last day of the session in the first place. This is no doubt an important topic, but there is a right way to solve it. LB1 and the accompanying portions of the plan are not the right way. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the committee, anybody on the